So hello. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also support my small business at latricelimited.com. So today we're actually just going to be talking about Shanquella Robinson and the tragic story and mystery behind her death. Okay, I got an article and I'm gonna read it and give my opinions as we go. So it says, mystery in Mexico, Charlotte woman found dead, autopsy revealed a broken neck. Conflicting reports have them wondering what really happened at a villa in Cabo, okay, because they were up in Mexico. It was supposed to be a fun long weekend for Shanquella Robinson and her group of friends who went to Cabo to celebrate one of their birthdays. And the mom said, she told me that they had a chef, they were getting ready to eat, they were eating tacos or a salad or something. And I said, okay, I love you. Have a good night and I will talk to you tomorrow. I never talked to my child again. All right. She never made it back home. Her mom also said that she was dead within 24 hours of her daughter's arrival in Cabo. It started with frantic calls from Robinson's friends. They said that she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poisoning. They couldn't get a pulse. Each one of the people that was there with her was telling different stories. When the family made calls to the FBI and the Mexican authorities, they learned of another potential cause of death. When the autopsy came back, they said it was alcohol poisoning, okay? When the autopsy came back, they said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol. They said that she had a broken neck and her spine in the back was cracked. She had been beaten. The mom said the entire group returned from Mexico, leaving her daughter's body there. So I don't know. She had alcohol poisoning, deuces. And then y'all go back to the United States. Because this is all from, they're all from North Carolina. So it's like you all go back to North Carolina, but this is your friend who is now dead. Okay. Nearly 2 weeks and $6,000 later, her body was then brought back home. But answers have been hard to come by. All right. So I got a little post here and we're going to get into this a little bit more. All right. I got a lot to say with this story. Shanquella Robinson, who was only 25 years old, was beaten to death in Mexico while she begged for her life. She was beat by one of her friends. The murder was filmed on camera by her best friend, who just sat there and watched her be attacked and laughed, saying, "At least fight back." Because in there he would say, "At least fight back, Keela. Keela, fight back." And all this. All of her friends left her body in an Airbnb to die. There are multiple things wrong in this death, but the critical message is stop calling everyone your friend. Please pay attention to off vibes you get from people in situations where they show that they don't care about you or your best interests. She was beaten badly and died from blunt force trauma to her head and a cracked spine. Do not go on trips with people you do not trust. When you travel long distances with people that you do not know or who have sketchy characteristics, trust your instincts. Yes. So I want to give you a little bit more on Robinson, Shanquella Robinson, okay? Beautiful 25-year-old black woman, okay? She's actually doing it, okay? She's actually making some money. She's actually trying to come up. I'm not sure how her upbringing is, but she's trying to actually make money in a legitimate way, okay? Now we're going to go to our Nays, our Ray Rays, and our Pookies. And now I'm going to talk about the video. Okay, there's a video surfacing. I'm not going to be playing it here because this stuff it's annoying, it's heartbreaking, and it's too much. Okay, so I'll just describe what ends up happening for people who don't want to watch it. And trust me, okay, I knew I was going to do a video on it. That's the only reason why I watched it. But what you see is a black girl, a black woman, and she's ready to fight. Okay, she's ready to fight Shanquella. Now, if you look at Shanquella, she looks completely naked. This woman is completely nude. She has nothing on her. The girl that is fighting her, her name's like Deandra or something like that. She actually has full clothing on. All right. There are other people recording. All right. There's a person that's recording. I'm assuming it's a dude who's recording. He's saying, kill her, at least fight back. Kill her, fight back. Oh, girl, you ain't gonna fight back. While this girl is punching her viciously in the head. She even at one point, like a rag doll, just slung her across the room and then kicked her in the head multiple times. These are the kind of people she went on a vacation with. And then I was looking in the video, and there was a woman, and you could see You don't see anyone's face besides these two, but one person put their hand up and it looked like acrylic nails. It looked like those fake nails, which shows there is another female besides her in the room as well. Now, there was a log that was made, and there were 7 people total who were supposed to be on this trip. All right, it appeared like, okay, maybe it's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 people. It's 7 people total. One is a guy that she has known for 5 years, had dinner and whatnot with the mama and her family and everything. He was like the family friend. She knew him for 5 years. He is the one that went and called Shanquella's mom saying, I don't know what happened. I mean, she's not responsive and this happened and I wasn't here and da. Okay. So what it appears to be, at least this is how the story is seeming like for now, is he arrived later, maybe a few hours later than everybody else. Okay. So everything already happened, he says. And then he came and seen that she was messed up. Okay. Apparently there was a knot on her head along with other marks as well. And then he was like, well, I didn't notice that there was a mark. And I'm getting this information because he said it, by the way. He said he went on like a Instagram live or something like that, and I seen the video of what he was saying, and he was like, well, I didn't notice there was a knot on her head until the nurse pointed out. This girl right here, you gonna tell me you don't know if there's a big knot on someone's head? If someone had, how in Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins said, got a titty on your forehead, you don't know that someone has a giant knot on their head? Well, I didn't notice it. Did you really not notice it? And then he was saying, well, look like a blood vessel. So what did you do? That's my question. So fine. Let's say he's innocent. Sure. What did you do? Please explain that to me. What did you do? You seen that your friend got beaten up viciously by, we can say, from what we got anyways of evidence, at least one person. Because I'm going to tell you right now, they hit her. From my own opinion, I don't have anything else to back it up, but from my own opinion, she went through 2 to 3 rounds of this mess, okay? And I'm sure all these other people started tagging her. That's what I think happened, all right? Now, this is also what I think happened, all right? Kind of switching over a little bit. I also think what happened is this, because considering the fact that she was completely naked. Now, she could have been tormented a little bit longer than what we know. This video was only like 19, 23 seconds, something like that. So we don't know everything that happened. Now, it could be 2 things. They either tormented her and they were like, yo, you're gonna strip or we're going to beat you up right now. They're going to do it anyways. And maybe that's how she became unclothed. Or 2, maybe she was just hopping in the shower or coming out of the shower. And that can explain why she had nothing on. And then they took her out. And mind you, in this video, she was not fighting back at all. So I wonder, did you give her something? Slip her a Mickey of some kind of sort, to make her not be able to move. Now, I was talking about this with my boyfriend, and he was like, well, my first thing to do would have been definitely to go to the door. And I was like, think about it. If you got 7 people, we're looking at these 2 right here. So now we're down to 5. Oh boy, the best friend of 5 years said he wasn't there. Now you got 4 unaccounted for people. We got one person using the camera. We got the other chick with the nails that I saw. So we got 2 other people that are in there. Who's to say that maybe they were right by the door? Maybe that's where they were. I don't know. Who's to say that if she tried to go, they weren't just going to push her right back in there? You're saying you ain't going to fight? You ain't going to fight, Keela? You ain't going to fight? You ain't going to fight, Keela? And you're doing all that. So who's to say that they weren't going to just push you back in there? I don't know. My personal thing, what I probably would have done if I was in a situation I get, everyone would be like, oh, I would have done this, I wouldn't do this. But I think she was probably under something, 1. Or she probably looked and she was like, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I'm going to make it. And she was just like, I what am I going to do? You know what I mean? What can I do? And then she was trying to, defend herself a little bit, but she wasn't like balled up like this or doing anything like that, which makes me wonder, maybe she had something slipped in her drink. Maybe they gave her some water and it had something in there that could kind of disable her a little bit, because she was not moving as someone who was trying to literally fight for their life. So I wonder if that happened, or maybe she was just like, yo, these people are going to kill me, and just gave up. I don't know what happened. But something that I was thinking about doing, I was like, okay, if let's say she didn't have that, one thing that she could have done that I was thinking about was go outside. Now, I don't know what floor on this villa that she was on, but if she was on the first floor or something, you've seen this kind of stuff happen. You jump out. It's better to get injured than lose your life. So this, I'm not trying to do any like, oh, well, she should have done this, and I'm not trying to blame anybody or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, if someone else, let's say whoever's watching this video, if you were to be in something like that, it's just looking at your surroundings, looking at like, okay, something is about to hit the fan. What can I do to try to prevent this if this were to be something that would happen to you? But yeah. So you had all these people up in there, and yeah, people got the addresses and all this other stuff, whatnot. But yeah, I mean, and it just goes to show, one, before I even get into all this, I honestly think these people are just straight up jealous of her. You're braiding people's hair, you're talented, you're creative. Okay, she's not just doing regular cornrows, she's doing some cute designs on little kids' hair. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, you're making money that way. You're beautiful. All right, and then you have good body too, all right? Because that chick that was fighting her did not have one. I'll tell you that right now. And then you have a boutique. And I'm assuming you're making some pretty decent sales, that maybe this is your full-time job. Maybe you don't have another job. Maybe these are your jobs. And this person's over here bitter. And she has the nerve to put on her LinkedIn page, the one that was beating Shanquella up. You got the nerve to put on your page, yeah, I want to be in healthcare management, and I want to. No, not with that. I can guarantee you that chick is not going to get a job. You ain't going to be over here dealing with people's health care, and I just seen you beat somebody to death, But this is also what I was saying. I think it was 3 rounds, because now, could that have caused a spinal injury? Yeah. But I think all these other people, they sent her there to kill her, or at least to beat her up to almost death. All right. And this is what I was thinking about in regards to the friend of 5 years. Maybe that was your alibi. Well, I wasn't there. I wasn't there though, but I wasn't. But you sent her there because I don't think she really, from what I'm understanding anyways, I don't think she knew these people like that. I do want to kind of switch topics just a little bit and actually mention a case that sounded extremely familiar when I first heard about this. Kenneka Jenkins, all right? This beautiful, beautiful Black sister, all right? And she was at a gathering in a hotel with her friends, and she just happened to wander off into a freezer and get hypothermia. That's odd to me. They also said that she had some kind of stuff in her system that was, medication that was for like epilepsy and shit like that and stuff like that. So I don't know if she actually had epilepsy, but it's like, okay, well, that would explain alcohol and this crazy medicine that you just happen to have in your body. And then you wandered into an industrial size freezer. And when this whole thing happened, there were so many people that were putting out there. They were like, okay, they worked with the industrial freezer. They were like, okay, let me show you how hard this thing is to pull. And this person had 2 hands and she was pulling it because you can't just open it up. So if a person could barely, she was stumbling and fumbling all around. So if she could barely move, how is it that barely move, barely lift her arm up, could barely go doing all this? How is it that she would be able to open up an industrial size freezer and sit herself in there? So it was a lot of weird stuff that was going on that simply did not make any sense at all. Okay. And this is what really had me wondering about, this is something I was really wondering about, is just the connection that we have, your little fake friends. And with Kenneka Jenkins, I believe she drove her mom's car down or something like that. And her friends called her mom, was like, yeah, I don't know where Kenneka went. And the mom was like, well, what do you mean? She was with y'all. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta go. They drove her car back with her phone and then came to the mama's house and be like, well, here's the car and here's her phone. Well, how do you have her phone? Well, that doesn't make any sense. And then she winds up dead. So you see how sketchy and odd this stuff sounds, and then you were hearing in the background with the friend, she was on like whatever live, and you could hear people in the background saying like, yeah, how about 100 for her or something like that. Like it was maybe some sex trafficking or something of that nature going on. I don't know. You could see that there was other men in the room as well. So it makes you wonder, okay, what's going on? And then when you see this, you have with Robinson, you see that there are a lot of things that don't make sense with this story. Okay, you got the friend 5 years, who is saying to the mama, calling the mom saying, yeah, Shanquella ain't feeling well. And well, why is she not telling me? I've had the flu. I've had COVID before, and I could tell you right now, I don't care how sick I am, I could get on my phone and I could tell someone I'm sick. How bad could you be that you can't even mumble something? Why would you have to be on there unless she was already dead when you seen her and you wanted to make it seem like it was something else? Also, another thing is, not only that, but everyone's stories were off. My main thing is like this. Are we going to see some kind of arrest? I mean, one, you assaulted somebody and then the person died. But I was looking at a tweet, and this is something that I personally relate to the most. All right. And April L said, I feel we judge those that have no friends very harshly. Sometimes no friends is for your protection. Jealousy is very dangerous. I watched the video of Shanquella Robinson, and it breaks my heart that she trusted these evil people as her friends. Another one, keep your circle small. Not only would your real friends not want to fight you, but no real friends will want to stand around allowing it to happen and record it. And yes, that's the thing. No one... because for me, I got 2 friends and that's it. Okay. I got 2 friends. I got one that I knew since I was 14 years old, so I got 2 friends. All right. And that's all I need, because at the end of the day, yeah, do I kind of look and I'm like, oh, it'd be so nice, to go on like a girls trip or do this or do that. Then I'm like, I'm good without the drama. Because when more people's more drama. Then you got to have all their stuff. And then, you got people. And for me, and I'm not even trying to be one of those people that's like, oh, well, look at me, y'all. But just for me, the way that I walk, the way that I talk, the way that I look, I do attract a lot of jealous people. I have been around, when I was up in college, I have been around people that I'm like, okay, these people, I could tell they're jealous of me. And I'm like, okay, well, hey, but I ain't anything more. I'm like done, because I do attract a lot of jealous people. You have people who just assume a lot of things about you. And, it is what it is at the end of the day. I can't change who I am, but you are just hating on me because of just superficial stuff. You know what I mean? I can't help that, so yeah, I do attract a lot of jealous people as well, and yes, there's a lot of people, especially if you got money, you look good or something like that. I ain't got no money, but people think that by the way that I look, the way that I talk, the way that I walk, that I'm like loaded in cash or something, which is just not true, but that's the thing. You have people who make assumptions about you, and then they're like, they want to hate on you because of that. All right. And they're like, okay, well, she needs to go just because I don't like her, which is extremely petty and it's just dumb and stupid in general. But that's what I'm saying. It's like people always say, oh, well, you ain't got no friends. I'd rather have 1 or 2 friends than 10 to 15 fake ones. Because this is the kind of stuff that happens when you got fake friends, y'all. That's exactly what happens. Okay. I wouldn't even call them friends. They're just fake people around you. Okay. This is what happens when you hang around those kind of people. All right. And I'm not saying like, oh, well, it's her fault. I ain't saying any of that. I'm just saying in general, this is the kind of stuff that happens when you allow those kind of people in your circle. That's why, yes, if you feel like something's off, someone's rubbing you the wrong way, yeah, it's time to go. I don't care if you've known them for 2 years. If anyone could change at any moment, at any time. If you notice that someone's like kind of off and you're like, I don't know if I should. Don't. If your stomach, your gut, boo, if it's telling you, nah, don't mess with this person, don't mess with that person. Because at the end of the day, that could be the difference between you being alive and you not. I mean, this story is wild. It's so upsetting. And all I can think about is what the mama, how the mama's feeling, and how the sister. 2 weeks later, y'all. The mama said it was 2 weeks later and $6,000 that she had to spend in order to bring her baby back. 25 years old. 25, y'all.